The other day, a congressman, after claiming that the FBI tapped the telephones of congressmen and senators, offered the evidence that the telephone company reported that he had no tap on his telephone line. But he said the telephone company, always denies this when the FBI taps a line, and so the no report was really a yes report. Again, no means yes, in the newspeak language of 1984. Despite the transparency of the congressman's so-called information, despite the complete lack of evidence that the FBI has ever wiretapped the phones of a congressman, despite the Justice Department's unequivocal denial of the charge, the day after the congressman's speech, a student asked me in one of these sessions, "Why are you tapping the telephones of congressmen?" At least I am glad to have the question and similar questions, because it gives me an opportunity to compete with the student's own source of information, whatever that might be. I am happy to report that time and time again, after getting the other side of the issues, sometimes for the first time, the students in these rap sessions have gone away with a completely different view of the matter.
That can give up essential liberty to a
did not expect. One is that I understand they're holding an art festival there. That's great. The more the merrier. The other is that there's the regulars that always make the vigil at John F. Kennedy Memorial Plaza.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Prime Minister, can we talk? There are several of us here. Mr. Prime Minister? Yes. Yes. What does a former Prime Minister...
What are your thoughts at this moment now?
I want to thank everybody. It was really a great race, and I want to thank everybody that came out and got a tricycle to come out, and they really made the race.
What about your pit crew?
Did a fine job, and they really built me a good tricycle.
Are you going to be in a race next year?
Yes. We're hoping to have either an endurance race or a land speed record out here next year, I hope.
No, the whole gambit of society that dispenses information from the family, the church, the schools, the press to some extent, depending upon what press you read, of course. The whole structure of information dissemination obviously is not getting to these people that do not have sufficient facts upon which to make their determinations.
Us took part in the dedication before 6 o'clock, and some of us are taking part in the dedication after 6 o'clock. Why are we taking part in the dedication? Because of all sections of a university, perhaps more than any other that I can think of, a law school is meaningless as law is meaningless unless it belongs to everyone. And since this law school library is meaningless, is a sham at best or a fraud at worst, unless it belongs to all the people, we are taking part in the dedication, whether the authorities like us to take part in it or not.
Excuse me, Chief Watchetaker. What is your success at bringing rain?
Well, my success is appeal to the Great Spirit to observe all the people that do need this rain and to bless them. So this ritual is really to appeal to the Great Spirit.
Well, do you have a pretty good success record?
Well, so far I have about 500, I guess, percentage.
And you're on your way to help Florida now?
Yes, I hope to go down there and bring some rain.
Well, do you guarantee it?
No, I don't guarantee anything. Depends on how much faith the people have, and I need their assistance as well as what I can do.
Well, Chief Watchetaker, I'll tell you, Mother Nature has a head start on us today. It's so cloudy, but do you think you could teach me and maybe let's bring a little rain?
Oh, yes, I think we could try. That's the whole thing.
You want to try it? What do I do?
Well, you just put your foot out there and go this way.
This way? This way? This way? What do we sing? What do we sing?
I'm going to chant to the Great Spirits.
Okay.
And you just follow my motions.
I got you. Wait a minute, Chief. Wait a minute. No. How long do we have to wait?
Oh, well, you don't expect to get rain like turning on a shower. Might take a little time. Good things come slow, you know.
Thank you very much. This is Jim Mitchell, Channel 8 News on the Move. Oh, anybody got an umbrella?
Nearly everything, just about everything.
What do you think is the future of the British Concorde SST now that the U.S. has voted its down?
Well, I didn't come here to do press conference. I haven't done them any in New York on general questions.
Certainly, sir, you must have some opinion on the future of your country's SST.
On the future of Concorde, yes, I have, but I haven't done interviews in New York on national questions, so I won't do it here.
All right, Mr. Wilson, may I ask you this? With the death of President de Gaulle of France, it was anticipated Britain would get into the common market. So far, this has not happened. Do you have any comment?
The negotiations are still continuing.
Do you have hope for anything fruitful?
If the terms are right.
Sir, what do you think of the improved relations between China and the United States? Do you think this is important?
We spoke about this in New York last night.
And said what, sir?
Oh, made a very long speech. You get the text.
Sir, you said that you and the former president will have a lot of things to talk about. What's on your agenda?
I haven't got an agenda. It's just an informal, friendly weekend.
Well, for approximately 16 years, many of these units have been working in the state. They carry guns, they get out, they provide a second man in a patrol car, they provide extra eyes, as the Dallas people are doing. They provide an integral backup force, but there has never been a legal status. As a matter of fact, there's a statute on the books which says to be a peace officer, to carry a gun and enforce the laws, you must be paid a minimum of $40 a month. Reserve and auxiliary officers are volunteers, consequently they are not paid. And this is the reason for Senate Bill 72. This will once and for all decide the legal status of reserve officers, that they will be armed only while performing official duties, and that they will only be armed at the discretion of the chief of police or the sheriff or the constable. Nobody will be forced to have a reserve unit that doesn't have one, and nobody will be disarmed at the present time if their unit is armed.
We have a responsibility to provide an opportunity for people to really have a significant role in an educational experience. And this form of government has not provided that well. It has provided an opportunity for a limited number of people to do some things that seem to be important to them, but they have never been able to effectively provide for the needs of their own peers.
Well, this action was taken Wednesday. Why is it just now coming to light?
I really can't say. It was made public to our campus newspaper and interested faculty and students on Wednesday, and it does now just seem to be some people getting concerned about it.
Does this action have anything to do with the recent inquiries, if that's what they were, into student spending of student government money?
No, there's no relationship. This action is precipitated by a long history of failure of student government to provide for the needs of the students. And
not really, there's no satisfaction at all. We think we deserve to win both games. The first game more than the second, against St. Louis, who you always expect to win. We invariably play better against better sides. So coming into Saturday's game, I would hope that we can prove to the public that we're going to be as good as what everybody has said we were going to be in the club, you know.
Well, now, Atlanta is the strong team in the league, is it not?
It's the strongest. There's only one harder game than this, and that's playing Atlanta in Atlanta.
Who will they bring into Franklin Field Saturday night that the public will want to watch particularly?
They have a centre forward there called Boy Motang. Now, he wasn't with them last season, but the previous season I had the chance to play against him, and he is a very, very dangerous player.
Jay, we're looking at site number 1 as being very desirable for several reasons. One of the reasons is that the dam is short and it's economical to build. Foundations are good. It's an economical site in the use of land. It floods out less land than some of the others do. It also leaves the downstream area in its natural form, which is good for wildlife, and as was suggested at the meeting today, it might be desirable for an open spaces corridor down through that area. One of the things that is associated with any dam is the amount of relocation that must be done of highways, such as you see here, power lines, gas lines, railroads, and the like. And this is one of the better ones.
Lady and gentlemen, start your engines.
Here comes Phil. Here comes Phyllis.